Okay, we're going to show you some things from your quiz review and how you need to properly apply them on your quiz. First of all, it says right here, it says type your work and your answer. So some of these, if you can show a second step, show them. Okay. I've got this superscript thing here that's going to come in real handy when you have a single line answer with no division. So if your answer was 3a to the 7th, then I hit the superscript button, hit my 7th, turn the superscript back off, and then I can have b superscript third power there. Okay. And also that allows me, even if I had a problem that was 3a and I wanted to show my work, gotta have your superscript off again. So I would do 3a, turn my superscript on. I could have like a 7 plus 2, and then from there make sure my superscript is off, and we know that that would simplify to 3a to the 9th. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you is you have this math equation editor. And this is where anywhere where there's a division bar, you're going to need to do this, okay? And it's right over here. It's this fraction thing. So what we would need to do is create a fraction. So for example, if my answer was 3, and I could put that either out in front or on the top line, it doesn't matter. I'll do 3. But then over here, this is the key, this fraction right here, and the superscript. So I hit my fraction button. You notice it makes a fraction. Now I got to come over here though with my mouse and click inside it. So let's say on the top I have 3a superscript. I had to click back in that box again to get 3a to the 4th. And then if I had something on bottom, because that would be the only reason I'm using the fraction, then I could put my b superscript, and then I got to click back in there. We'll say that that was the 7th power. And then I could click back off it if I needed to and continue to type. All right, and then when I click save, you'll see it pops up there. Let's do a couple examples that would benefit you. I'm going to take a look at ones that have multiple steps. All right. So like if I did number 9, I'll start with. Again, I would want to go right in my equation editor. And I could do it there if I wanted to. Although my first line, when I take my 5 and 2, that becomes 10. And then I have a, and I'm going to do my superscript, and it's raised to the, I have to click up in the box, raised to the negative 3rd power. So in the box, there it goes, negative 3rd power. Okay, and then I have to get out of there. So I have to get out of that superscript box. So I arrow over and I get out of there. And then my b's combine to get b superscript, and then click back in there, 8th power. And that's my first step. And then I click save. You notice it'll pop in there. But you cannot have a negative exponent in your answer. If you watch the videos from this week, that's one of the things that's come up once we introduce negative exponents. So now I would have to do my next one. So really what our answer is, whether I choose to put 10 on top, which I could just go right here and put 10 on top. On top I have 10 b superscript 8th power. I got that 8 on top, and then on bottom I have, now because that negative exponent I have to get rid of, a superscript, click back into the box, third power. Okay, some of you are going to stop here. I hope not, because you're watching this video now. And I'm reminding you, you can't have a negative exponent in your answers. So that negative goes to the bottom. You could have a negative in front of the 10. Like, for example, for those of you that did your assignment, I emailed you the answer key. For example, like number 3. Your answer was negative 4W. And that was okay to have a negative there. I'll do a couple more here. So I'm just going to erase these. So let's jump down and take a look at number 12. I've said that there's a couple different ways to do number 12. I could just start right off here. So if I didn't want to use my equation editor yet, I could take that negative 3 and multiply that in. That is one way to do it with our power to a power rule. Or if I wanted to flip everything to the bottom right off the get-go, then my first step would be to do the following. Because this is how I like to do it typically. I put my 1 on top, and I'm just flipping everything to get rid of that negative 3 and make it a positive 3. So now I got it onto the bottom here, and I would have to have parentheses because I'm just basically retyping everything I have there. I have 6 CD superscript, click in there, to the negative first power, and then outside, I hit my superscript again, click back in there, and now I've made that power positive. I hit save. Okay, and the nice thing is when I create this math equation, I can still see my work that I did over here. Okay, 6 cubed, and this is one you would need to know, which I realize might be a little tough, but we would have my 1 on top, but my 6 cubed is equal to 216. And I no longer need a parenthesis because this line will stay across the entire thing. And then I have my C superscript to the third power, or raised to the third power. It just says superscript on the program. Really, we're just raising it to the third power. And then I arrow over. And then I have my D. And the problem is, though, is that when I raise this one, I have a negative. Darn it. We can't have negatives in our answer. So I save this. And I wanted to have a space between these. So I hit enter here. So I gotta go one more time back into the equation. Right? And again, I'm gonna do this fraction. And on top, I have D raised to the third power. And on bottom, I have 216 C to the that superscript button, raise it to the third power, and hit save. Right, and now I have my final answer. And you'll notice how the line goes all the way across. And you should know that now, so if you watch this video, you won't have any issues. I emailed the key out to anybody that made a legitimate effort on the review, which is a nice thing to have on your quiz. So if you're not done yet, you could finish that up and email it to me, and I might, I will get you the answer key so you can check your work. And also, for those of you that are watching this video, please listen to the following directions. Because we shortened this week by 1 day, we did not get to radical and exponential form, which is 11 and 12 on your quiz. So on 11 and 12, just write the following: free point. So again, on 11 and 12, you just write free point, and basically you're going to get 1 free point for doing 11 and 12. So anyone that doesn't watch this video will look at 11 and 12 and have no clue what's going on. So that is all. Make sure you have all your questions answered before you take your quiz. In general, the questions on the quiz are easier than what you had on this review. So as long as you can do everything on this review, you do have a chance to do well on the quiz. And that is all. Have a great day and a great break.